know you want pulls, so. It was quick. It has traction control on, so don't worry. You can kind of feel it cut. Yeah.
Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back again with another video, and today we are reviewing a 2022 McLaren 720s Spider. I'm a little excited because you guys know I'm a Lambo guy, Ferrari guy, kind of, sort of. But this is my first time actually taking a McLaren for a spin. Nobody's ever taken me for a ride in a McLaren. I've never driven a McLaren, but a lot of people have always asked me, when are you gonna buy a McLaren or drive a McLaren? So today, we're gonna see all about that. Now, let's talk about the spec of this car. We're gonna do like an exterior, like walk around. Let's walk around the car a little bit. I got the spec sheet right here, so you guys are not gonna get on me for not knowing the specs of the car because I got them right here. But we're gonna do a little layman's walk around, just give you my impressions, things I like about it, things I don't like so much about it on the exterior, then we're gonna go over the interior. Now, the biggest impression I have, like with the exterior, when you see a 720S racing people with their Ferraris, with their Lambos, in a 720, somebody might get a jump on a 720, but the 720 seems like always catches up, and that's due to the exterior. Look at the aerodynamics. I think this is probably the slipperiest, like the most slippery supercar design, like maybe ever, at least in this price range, right? Before you start getting into hypercars and stuff like that. This car like will fly at high speed. Now, that's the biggest impression I have from the 720S. It's designed to slide through the air, the aerodynamics. But from a styling perspective, like I said, I'm more of a Lambo guy, but you gotta love this styling if you like supercars, right? So let's talk about it. It's got matte black. It's called Onyx Black. Okay, so it's paint and PPF on top of it. Now, here's some of the accents. As you can see, you gotta have the carbon fiber. It's the Richard Fane spec McLaren. Yeah. Carbon. I like them headlights too, man. There's some little intricate details.
It looks sick.
It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bulbs in there. Like that's one of those things you wouldn't really, you probably never pay attention to. But you got the LEDs that light up here in the front. Yeah, this thing is sick.
They spec'd it out.
Thing I like that sets this one off, you got the matte black paint, and then you also have the green calipers that match the interior. So, you know what I'm saying? The calipers matching the interior matching the caliper.
Or is it both?
Both. Now, one thing, you got carbon fiber on the mirrors. You got a Spider, so when you got this kind of interior, where it's like popping the green.
You don't even tint it.
You don't need no tint. Yeah. You don't need no top, you just leave it open. And you got green everywhere. Y'all know I like green, because I got that in my Huracan. But they did it all the way up. So we're gonna get inside the car. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hamza Shots. Oh, you're not Shots by 2X no more.
Shoot, I'm Moose 2X now.
Moose 2X. MOOZ 2X. So we're gonna talk about that now. Tricky thing, we got an expert over here behind me on the camera. Tell me your name again. Sam don't like being on camera. But Sam might have to help me here and there. I don't even know how to open the door.
Shoot, we should have seen how long it would take for you to figure it out. You should have did that.
I almost cut my hand off trying to close this door here a second ago. All right, so there's a little button on the inside of the door. If you never learned, this is like, we're gonna do some
I can see the button right here, actually.
If you never drove one of these or even like sat in one, which I've never have, like you would think like on a Lambo, the handle's up under here somewhere, but nope, it's not there. You look back at this little thing, you're like, maybe it's right here. Nope, it's not there. You think right there, nope, it's not there. It's like right here. It's kind of cool. Feel like you're kind of loving and caressing the car a little bit. Yeah. Are you ready? Oh yeah, she's ready.
Oh my God.
There you go. There you go. Oh, look at that right there.
Oh, that's
you got the embossed McLaren stamp in there. I like that.
It's fire. Look at the carbon right there too.
Carbon? Oh, the Richard Fane. Yeah. But the whole tub is carbon though, so that's real.
That's fire right there.
That's not like for decoration. This is a carbon fiber tub. Like pretty much all of the lightweight supercars now, their tub, like the body of the car is carbon to make it lightweight and strong. So obviously this is not for show. That's carbon fiber. Now, before we get too far along, let me give a big shout out to where we are. As you guys probably saw on the plate of the car, We are at the Toy Barn in Columbus, Ohio, actually in Dublin, Ohio, which is right outside of Columbus. We're at the Toy Barn. So they actually were kind enough to allow me to review this car. So we're not only going to review the 720S, but we got a couple other cars that we want to review here as well. If you're looking for a supercar or just a really nice car, it doesn't have to be a supercar, but if you're looking for a really nice car, sports car, that kind of thing, or even SUVs, Toy Barn is the place to go. So big shout out to Toy Barn. So we're gonna keep going. Before the end of the video, this car is actually for sale. So if you wanna buy a 720S, you know where to come. You can actually buy this one. All right, so you got the doors that go up. You got the green interior. I'm checking this thing out on the fly. This thing is tight, bro. It's got the airbags inside. All right, so let's keep walking around the car. You got the matte wheels. For me, if I have matte exterior, I'm gonna have gloss wheels, but I think this is like what most people go with. I'm just a little bit more flashy with the gloss. You got the carbon inserts right here. I don't believe that comes on all of the 720. I think this is an option.
I think so too.
Very nicely spec'd. You got the mechanical wing on the back, which can, you know how that works, goes up and down.
Yep.
Sick. Big shout out to the Toy Barn. And y'all know what happens, right? A lot of cars at Toy Barn are extra fast. This one that's not a factory exhaust. So y'all know we're gonna have to do a cold start here in a minute. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue with the walk around. How I'm doing, Hobbs? I'm doing all right?
Doing good, you doing good.
Let me know if I missed something, man. Let me know if I missed something.
Talking about everything I talk about.
Moves 2X, I'm talking about. All right, so you got this side over here. We'll do a how-to drive. We'll do a little short how-to drive on this as well in a different video, so stay tuned for that. But you know you got that. All right, so now I learned how to open it up. She's ready. Let me caress her a little bit. There she is, there she is. There we go.
Clean.
There it is, folks, 720S. All right.
You see how that screen was?
Let's check the interior out. You wanna meet me on that side?
Yeah, that was the plan.
This is kind of tight to get into, bro.
It's hard?
All right, let's do it. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, that's what I was thinking on video. You can get your knees in here.
I'm valid. You was the one struggling.
Hey, y'all want to see a hot little feature? Let me see.
I did that with no effort. You had to fall now.
You recording?
Yeah, yep.
What's the screen right there? What's the?
It did it earlier too.
I don't know what I'm doing. There it goes. Ah, snap.
Clean.
Cockpit with it.
Okay.
All right, let me give y'all the feeling of this feels different. So I've had Porsche like 911 GT3s. I've had Ferrari F8s and F12s, and I had Aventadors, Huracans. This feels completely different, this cockpit. So let's look at it a little bit, man. And I got my little cheat sheet here, so we're gonna talk about the specs before we get outside with this thing. But carbon steering wheel. It's got a beautiful steering wheel with the matching leather. You got the carbon right here in the center. You got the gear shift levers here. Now, one thing I don't like about this, I'm gonna say, is the gear shift levers are attached to the wheel, which is kind of an amateur way of doing it, if you ask me. I like for them to be stationary, like in the Lamborghinis.
On the pillar, kind of.
On the pillar, so you know where they're at all times. If you're in a turn or coming out of a turn, you could just hit the paddle shifters. But they're on the steering wheel, which is a lot of cars do that. Like my M4 does that, my Audi does that. But the Lambo, they're stationary, so you know where they're at. Okay, you got man, you got all kind of stuff in here. You got your cruise control, which is dope. Look at that screen though, bro.
That screen is clean.
You got it. You got the shot on the screen. You got the little miles per hour. It's different though, man. I like how the screen kind of goes up. Like when you go into race mode, if you hit race mode, the screen goes down and it just shows you the RPM, which is dope. Yeah. Look at all this stuff right here. So we're gonna have to do like, before we pull this thing out, we're gonna have to get with Sam and do like a little walkthrough on how to use this thing. We're not gonna do nothing crazy. Like no launch control or nothing, but check it out. You got your window buttons. You got your, this will take the top back. That's the back window right there.
Okay.
Reverse, neutral, drive. We're gonna have to do a cold start before we head out of this jump.
Yeah.
You got all your controls. This is nicely integrated though, man.
Very clean.
So if I had to like give the exterior a rating, I would give the exterior like a 8.5 out of 10. From a styling perspective, from a functionality perspective, it's a 10 out of 10 because nobody has better aerodynamics. From an interior perspective, with this spec, it raises the bar a little bit. Like if this was all black, it would kind of be boring.
Yeah.
But with this MSO spec interior, which is like if you're looking for a McLaren Spider 720s, this might be your one right here. But I would give this interior like a 9 out of 10. If not, maybe a little higher. Because you got the carbon, you got the color. It's pushing close to a 10 out of 10. Now,
you got ambient lighting too.
Oh, and the little cracks and crevices.
Yeah.
And the booty cracks.
I didn't even know that.
You got ambient booty cracks.
Okay, they ain't playing around.
Hey, let's talk about the spec right quick while we in here, man. Look.
Talk to them.
You wondering what kind of engine it is? My bad.
It's all good.
You wondering what kind of engine it is? It's a V8 in the back, 4.0 liter, twin turbo, right? It's got a dual clutch transmission, obviously. You got comfort mode, you got sport mode, you got track mode, you got double wishbone suspension, brakes, all of that good stuff, right? I ain't gonna go into all the details of that, but let's talk about the spec a little bit. Steering wheel paddles are in carbon fiber. You got 360-degree parking assist, which is dope because you don't want to crash your McLaren while you're parking it. You got the battery charger comes with it. Performance Plus pack, which means it's going to be extra performance, all that good stuff. You got the interior components, carbon fiber. You got the 12-speaker audio system, which you definitely want to have that if you're going to be going on like some real cruising on road trips and things like that. And then you got the bespoke interior and the bespoke headrest. So what does that mean? All of this, your McLaren is going to be custom to how you want it from the factory.
Custom.
That's huge, bro.
Interior,
That's for me the selling point. Like, cause I said if this was all black, it would be kind of boring.
Yeah.
But they got the nicest spec here at the Toy Bar. Then you got the MSO and the headrest, so that you know that this interior came from McLaren, like it is.
So you know you ain't cheap out on the options.
So do you see anything in here you want to add like that you see that stands out?
I know the paddles, I think with the McLarens, it's like, you know how you usually just pull it forward? I think you can pull it back and it'll downshift.
Okay.
This is a downshift, this is upshift.
All right, so he would know about that, you know, this dude. Hey, look, comfort mode,
cool
sport mode.
me,
Dang, they had it in track mode. What was y'all doing in here, man? So it was a track mode. You got P. I don't know what P is. Probably like ballet or something.
Yeah.
Comfort, sport, and track. God dang, y'all was flying in this gym. They got the arrow is the wing, right? Is that what the arrow does?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we got a little learning curve with this jump. Oh, but let me tell y'all this ticket. They probably want to know
This
the
ain't
ticket.
track, this is touring, by the way. You know, we gotta protect
Comfort,
the toy barn. This is touring right
You
here.
sure about that, bro? Look.
I'm lying, this track.
Yeah, and they do that thing. They do. Oh yeah, we got protect the workers.
We
My
gotta
bad. Nah,
protect
yeah,
the
it was
workers.
touring.
It was touring,
Sean,
yeah.
it was touring. Hey, but check this out. Y'all probably want to know what the price of this car is from the factory. The Toy Barn price I'm gonna put on the website, or I'm gonna put their website up at the end of this video. So if you want to buy this car, you can. The price base is 315 grand, which is actually pretty good. It's a little more than like a Huracan. A Huracan base price would be in the 250 to 290, or actually could get a little higher. But this one starts at 315, and then with options and everything, it's only 357. And I thought it was gonna be more than that. The other thing you're probably not worrying about it. You might be wondering about it. Is miles per gallon. So in the city it's 15, on the highway it's 22. So if you're comparing this to like a Huracan, it's very similar. On a Huracan in the city, it's probably gonna be around 14. But on the highway with the Huracan, actually you can get up to like 28 miles per gallon, which is kind of crazy. But they have cylinder deactivation in the Huracan. So this is like a dream car. Like this is one of the dopest cars that you can get that money can buy. One of the fastest for sure. Now, yeah, I don't have too much experience with ownership, so I can't tell you about like the reliability and all that kind of thing because I never owned one. But you can do your own research on that. But this thing is fire. All right, so let's get the cold start. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
probably can't even hear you. If you talking about the steering wheel though.
Yeah, it's got a telescoping steering wheel that's powered. Most supercars don't have a powered steering wheel. You got to do it manually. I like that a lot, actually.
That
you can
is.
get it exactly where you want it with little effort. Now, I would show you the engine, but I do know a little bit about these cars where if you try to show the engine, it's just like a little latch that comes up. Now, what's the mileage on this car in case you want to buy it? This car only has 1,246 miles on it, which is crazy. Ooh, I like this right here. The battery, it shows you how much time you got left on the battery. If you just set it here, it says 41 days.
Wow.
That's dope because, you know, if you got a supercar, you got to put it on a tender a lot of times, and you have no idea how long you have before the battery discharges. This one says 41 days. All right, so we're gonna let the guys pull it out for us and maybe take it around the block, but
Get some beauty shots of it.
can I get out? Yeah. Got experience getting out of this supercar. All right, so we're getting ready to take the 2022 McLaren 720s for a little test drive to get. So we already talked about the exterior, we talked about the interior, and my impressions of how the car looks and that kind of thing. But now we're going to talk about how the car drives. And like I said, if you're trying to buy a car, this car is for sale here at the Toy Barn. So shout out to Moves2X. Y'all follow him on Instagram. He's going to actually be my co-pilot for the car, and we're gonna get our impressions. I'm a little nervous because we've seen how much of a killer this car is on the streets. So, hey, my F8 Spider is very similar, but this will kill my F8 Spider. Let's keep it real. But yeah, y'all ready to take this thing for a test drive?
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
All right, so we are inside the 2022 720s Spider. Big shout out to Sean and the Toy Barn, my man Chris. Thank you all for this opportunity. So let's talk about what it's like to drive this car. Now that spec sheet's not gonna fly out nowhere, is it?
I'll put it inside. I'll put it inside.
All right, so Hams is on it. All right, so it does drive. The cool thing about what they did with how this car drives is it has the features that you're used to. Like I can click the paddle and put it into first or auto versus manual. I clicked it. It's in auto manual right now, which means it's probably gonna switch back to auto. So that's pretty cool that you can do just like in a Lambo, like starting like that. But you can also just put it in drive and come out of the parking brake and make sure it's in auto right here and just start driving. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. All right. I love the power. Now anytime you get into a new car, you got to get a feel for the brakes. These brakes, you got to press them pretty good. These seats are like racing seats. So let me get them. Let me get in my little position. There we go. There we go. It's in auto mode. It feels smooth, man.
How you roll the window up? That's not open. Okay.
Right there, you got it.
Just roll it up a little bit for audio. Okay. I'm good now. Yep.
All right, so roll the wheels up a little bit.
Give y'all that good audio, you know.
There we go. Let me get my seat back, just tilted a little, just right. Now, what I was saying is, whenever you get a new car, especially a sports car, you want to fill out the brakes because the most important thing you want to do is have control of them brakes so you can stop. The throttle will kind of speak for itself. So I noticed one thing about the brakes in this car. I'm sure they're powerful and they're strong, but you gotta put a little pressure on the brakes. It's not like easy, kind of like a Lambo or even like a Porsche. You gotta put some power on the brakes. Now, that's my feeling for the brakes. Let's talk about the acceleration a little bit here without getting a ticket. The problem is that this thing feels light.
It does.
The problem is now I have the traction control on.
Yeah.
But it feels so light, it feels like it's gonna slip out. Right.
It moves.
It moves.
It moves.
I'm a little speechless. The acceleration is kind of crazy, but I'm gonna say it's comparable to my F8, my F8 Spider. It's comparable. It's a little more responsive though. I like the gear shifts though. The gear shifts.
It's on it.
Feel them and it's just like, pow, pow.
Yeah.
My Ferrari gear shifts are a little. I'm not gonna lie, my Ferrari. Now I'm comparing this to my Ferrari because it's like
Similar price
very
and everything.
similar. And you know, Ferrari. This was their target.
Mm-hmm.
Ferrari wanted to compete with the 720s when they made the F8, and so I'm comparing it to the Ferrari because I have one, and I'm gonna say a few things that are to McLaren's favor so far. The suspension feels better.
Feels comfortable too.
It's very comfortable. Acceleration is comparable. I'm not gonna say this feels. I'm not gonna say it feels way like faster or anything like that. It doesn't feel like way faster. No, it doesn't feel way faster.
Yeah.
I want to actually come back down the street. But the suspension feels better. The transmission feels more. Yeah, you gotta be on these brakes for real. Yeah, you gotta get on these brakes a little bit. My Ferrari brakes, the brake feels a little better, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Suspension, I'm gonna say, is better than the 720s out the gate. The transmission feels more competent and confident.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that is competent is it shifts at the right points and really quick and sure-footed. It's not like searching and fishing for a gear. Acceleration, like I said, is similar. Steering feel. This is different. Like, this is different. It doesn't.
What an idiot.
Let's get ready to go in on that later. Alright. It's my first time using a blinker in it, so I like that. Alright, so suspension is great. Steering. It's different. It doesn't feel quite like in a Lambo and a Ferrari. If you have it in comfort mode, it's in sport mode right now. Let's see what happens if we put it in comfort mode with the steering and suspension. Well, that's transmission. We'll keep the transmission in sport. It doesn't feel as light as the Lambo and the Ferrari. It has weight to it. It actually feels kind of heavy, which is a preference. In a sports car, it's understandable that it would be heavy. But for my preference, I like, if I got it in comfort mode, I want it to feel light. Oh, they're showing out for us.
Yeah.
All right, so one thing I noticed out the gate, putting it in comfort mode, the throttle is more soft. It's not as aggressive. Then the transmission is butter.
Yeah. You barely feel a shift.
That transmission is butter, bro.
You barely feel a shift.
But I'm gonna say this steering feel. Steering feel is you gotta be on these brakes though. Reverse.
It's got that camera look. Huh.
Yeah, that's tricky right there.
That's fire. Like that.
That is fire though. Alright.
Oh, and they have it right there too.
So you gotta put it in drive. You can't just click the
Throttle.
first. I thought you could just click it in first. I'm not feeling the steering though. Cause like when you're at low speeds and you're turning around like that, it should be light just to make it easy for you, right?
Yeah.
But it's not really light turning around and that kind of thing. But if I had a knock, that would be the only one. Is I prefer a little bit lighter steering. But as the actual feel for the car, it feels light. What do you think, man? What do you think?
It's pretty comfortable. That's the first thing I noticed. It's comfortable in that you don't feel the shift. I'd say.
I know you want pulls, so.
It was
It has
quick.
traction control on, so don't worry.
You can kind of feel it cut.
Yeah,
You can feel it cut the power.
100% for sure.
Yeah, you can feel it cut.
So, McLaren's traction control is so good though. A lot of people would think that this is an all-wheel drive, but it's actually a rear-wheel drive car. But it has one of the most remarkable stability control and traction control programs out of any car. When they came out with their cars and they had people reviewing it, they would drive like down a straightaway and try to get people to make the car lose control, and they couldn't do it with the stability and traction control on. Now I'm not gonna test that. It's not my car, so we gotta respect the car. Shout out to Toy Barn again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that you in this car you probably want to have that on. How does it just feel? Do you feel like you're an exotic? How do you feel? You feel like you're an exotic?
I think with the green interior, especially.
Ain't nobody shouting at us though. Like if we was in a Lambo.
I think they're probably used to it here.
They used to the toy barns. Whips.
Yeah, they used to it,
They
but
used to the toy barn whips.
there's
Sport
no.
mode is where it's at though.
I think there's no denying this.
What about the sound? We always gotta talk about the sound. It
Oh,
sound
yeah.
better than my Ferrari, doesn't it? You actually.
I don't think so.
But you actually told me. Remember we was arguing about that a little bit? I was thinking the Ferrari sounded better, and you was like, "Nah, the McLaren sounds good."
I was saying they don't sound bad, but I ain't say it sounded better than the F8. The F8, the exhaust you had is what made it really.
I don't know if this is
Sick.
factory though. If this is factory, it sounds better than the factory Ferrari. My Ferrari's quiet.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Ferrari sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
I think this is aftermarket though. But there's no denying that F8 sound. The F8 sounded crazy when you had that.
You know what? This will be a good race versus my F8.
Yeah.
I think at low speeds my F8 feels a little faster. It's very, very similar. Very, very similar.
Those turbos are kind of loud.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy, right? Yeah, we in a McLaren 720. Y'all been asking me when we get this McLaren 720 tomorrow. It's like, nah.
We just bought it.
We just bought this Joe. And you never know on this channel. You never know.
Yeah.
Nah, that is true, but never know. It feels a lot like, you could tell that when they made the F8, they were trying to compete with this. Because it feels like, from an acceleration perspective,
This is like the baseline.
But I'm going to give this the edge, though, on the transmission and suspension, which have a lot to do with your driving enjoyment other than your acceleration. They got it in the transmission and the suspension. McLaren won that. The braking and the acceleration, the braking is a little better in the Ferrari. Acceleration is similar. Steering I would give to the Ferrari. But then again, Ferrari has one little fatal flaw with that bump steer.
Oh yeah.
So if you're going 80, 90 miles an hour in a Ferrari and you hit bumps on the freeway or whatever, it doesn't feel confidence inspiring. Whereas this car feels pretty good going speed. Now we wasn't going 80 or 90 miles an hour, but I don't have any hint of bump steer. Whereas in the Ferrari, it does have that.
I feel to it.
Yeah, this thing is sick though, man. All right, so we've been out in this thing for about 5 minutes. They probably worried about us.
Looking at the sky and whatnot, you know.
Roof gone, roof missing. We started out with a roof. We came back topless.
Yeah, someone stole it, guys.
Yeah, this is fire though. Like if you was in the market for a McLaren, if I was, then this would be at the top of my list right here. I think we're in the market for a Revuelto. So this interior though, it makes you think.
Shoot.
Make you think about that Revuelto a little bit.
That MSO.
This interior is sick. It's got a little Alcantara.
Oh yeah. With the green
nice.
on
Navigation there. It's got navigation on here. Look how the kids.
Let's see if he like it.
Do the kids like it? He's smiling. He geeked about it.
Alright, man. I'm slipping, guys. I forgot to record the last 2 minutes of it.
Put it in neutral. There we go.
I forgot to record the last 2 minutes. Yes, on.
Alright, so we need to roast.
It's my fault, guys. Roast me in the comments.
Put it in. I meant put it in manual. You know what I'm saying? We drifted all the way around the corner.
What's that?
That's the keys, I think.
That's the key. It's all good. It's all good.
We was gangster with it.
Yeah.
We was gangster with it. We didn't even have the key. We said we learned how to steal a McLaren today. Nah, but
now you know.
Yeah, how to cut the camera off. I did a drift around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was protecting the toy bar. Nah, man. I just put it in manual mode and drove across the bridge, so you guys didn't miss much.
This mother cut me.
This is a dope. What
the heck?
Hey yo, this is a dope whip though. So if you're looking for a 720s Spider, Toy Barn is the place to go. If you're looking for my impressions, this vehicle is at the top of that list of cars that I've ever driven. Comparing this to the Ferrari F8, comparing this to the Huracan, it's not quite similar to a Aventador. This was smoking Aventador, but very, very similar to an F8. So, you know, if you're looking for a better suspension and what else did I say was better? The suspension, transmission. Better suspension, better transmission. Then you want the McLaren. If you want the acceleration is similar, but you want a little bit better braking feel, I would say the Ferrari. But this should be fast. I think this is a little faster than the F8. So, but driving it around town, this feels very, very similar. So, somebody called the paramedics. Hamza's fingers bleeding.
I'm getting a check out of the toy bar today.
There it is, folks. 720s Spider. This mug is nasty. Let me close the door, man. Just give me an extra thumbnail just in case. But this is how we do it, man. Big shout out to Toy Barn for allowing us the opportunity to review the car. I'm telling you, if you want a 720s, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a better one than this. Only 1,200 miles. It's essentially a brand new car. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, that spec is nasty, man. That spec is crazy. I have like a unique perspective because for me, like I own a Lamborghini Huracan Evo. I own a Ferrari F8 Spider, which is a direct competitor for that car. I own an Audi RS3 2023. I own a BMW M4 Competition 2024. And that's just what I have right now. But I love all cars. And when I say that, I really mean that. Like, I've reviewed Corollas and I enjoy driving a Corolla. So I just like cars. But I've had all different types of cars in my experience and in my life. And so when I review a car, I can pull from my experience with other cars to give you a real honest and true review of what I think about a particular car. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely hit that subscribe button and stay tuned and watch the future videos. And sometimes you gotta watch the videos because sometimes I'll start with a car video and I'll end with some motivation and a little bit of knowledge on how you can afford this kind of car so that you're not just watching, you're participating. All right, so stay tuned.
All right, I gotta talk to somebody else. Peace, love you. My daughter.
I just want to say thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Don't thank me, I thank you.
So this is Chris right here at the Toy Barn.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Absolutely, I appreciate you coming out. We love being a part of Wheels Channel. Anything that we could ever do to help motivate.
Yeah.
You know, we're always willing to assist. I really do appreciate you coming out
you.
and helping us. It means a lot to our company. Yeah. And hopefully things take off. You know, we're looking forward to it. You know, and we're looking forward to the commercial.
Hey, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get you guys in there, but I want to have this. Like, I have a personal experience. Before I even did my YouTube channel, nobody knew who I was or anything about me. I came over here and had the pleasure of meeting Chris, my buddy Kevin. And I sold a Ford Raptor to the Toy Barn, and Chris was the person that took care of me when I came in.
We met.
And they treated me really well. So I've always had held the Toy Barn in high regard for people like Chris that are in leadership over here at the Toy Barn. So
well, I really appreciate that. And with that being said, just for your fans and the people that are out here watching and listening, you know, one of the things I'm a firm believer in is that we sell cars that are $10,000. We also sell cars that can run up to $1 million. Whether it's $10,000 or $1 million, you're our client. And that money is worked hard for,
right,
and it's earned. And we appreciate that you even consider us as your dealer. And that just, for me, it means a lot. I think that what we try to do is we just want to treat everybody the same. You know, we want to treat people like we want to be treated. You know what I mean? And it means a lot to us.
Likewise.
And thank you.
Likewise.
You've been the best.
Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to shout Chris out. So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
You guys want a car from the Toy Barn? Holla at him.
I'm your guy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Wheel Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Wheel Motivation and support Wheel. I'm supporting them. You do the same.